What's up? We're live, man. We're live. So, just want to welcome everyone to the Block is Hot YouTube channel today. We actually have a very exciting interview and some major announcements to talk about with CNFT Adam. And I've actually known Adam for a while now. We've been talking for months and months and months, and there's actually a big history between us. So when he was showing me some of this stuff going on behind the scenes with Space Pugs and some of this huge announcement, I was like, dude, we got to have you on the channel. We got to talk about it. We got to show the block what exactly is going on. But yeah, introduce yourself, Adam, to those that don't know.
Yeah, so my name's Adam Dukes. Everyone knows me as CNFT Adam. I'm 41. I've spent my whole life as a performer. I was an ice skater for 20 years, traveling the world on Royal Caribbean, Disney on Ice, Holiday on Ice, these kind of shows. And then I got into coaching roller skating, actually, because I switched over after I'd done a few shows like Britain's Got Talent, Cirque du Soleil, these types of shows. And I've always liked kind of gambling and poker, so I've always been interested in anything that's a little bit risky. So crypto seemed pretty risky. So I started looking into crypto last year. And around January, I kind of came across a few videos on CNFTs and NFTs. And then I came across a video, this funny looking bald man. I'm like, who is this guy? I'm like, he's got no subs. I'm like, but he's got a good graphic, got a nice bald head. So I'm like, let's give him a watch.
And who is this guy? Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? No personality at all or anything. So I watched the video and I'm like, oh, dude, this guy knows what he's talking about. I'm like, he's got no subs, but I mean, he's obviously starting out and he knows what he's talking about. So I watched all his videos, and then I was commenting. And I was in Tenerife on holiday, and I didn't have a laptop. And Boss Cat Rocket Club was at 700. And by the time I got to buy them, they were at 1400. I mean, I was like, damn. So I kind of aped into Boss Cat Rocket Club, into a few other projects. And that was my journey. And anything I ever do, I kind of like to do it all in. So I just really, really went all in on Boss Cat Rocket Club, like a lot of people did in January. And then I got into a few other projects, and I kept chatting with Block back and forward, and I was learning the space. And eventually I came across Space Pugs. It was actually Space Pugs Alpha. And I thought that would be a great flip. I'm like, you can mint 10, you can buy some more, you can get 2,500 more, and then you can just probably make a really, really good flip, like most people did, because I saw the utility was 2,500 airdrop and then a Pug Flow fund, and that was pretty much it. So and then I got talking to Mike, and I got really, really into the project, and I started trying to implement some ideas to get the community going. And then I became a moderator, and then I became an admin, and then we minted. And then what happened? What happened after we minted? Eh? So we minted, and then one of the project founders decided he wanted to leave, so he left, and that's when all the fun happened, So then we kind of had to pick ourselves up, and we had to try to create new utility into the project, and we kind of worked really, really hard at this. And I don't know how much to talk about what kind of happened straight after, because there was a lot of stuff happening in the Discord, like posts were being deleted and people were being timed out. There was loads of really, really strange things happening, and we had no idea what it was until we realized it was the previous founder and his brother had been doing a lot of stuff, like timing out Darkwater, who is now on the team, and a few other people. But then we kind of fixed everything, and that's kind of a little backstory of how I got into Space Pugs, and I'll let.
Yeah, and I remember, so what's funny is I think Adam had found my channel when I had like barely 100 subscribers. Like I was literally just getting started, and you would comment on the different videos, and we started getting to talking. And I remember doing an interview with Mike about the upcoming Pug launch. And this was when you were still a moderator, and I was talking to Mike about the whole entire project. And then about like a week or two later, you were like, holy crap, I'm like actually going to be working directly with Mike and really doing some big changes to this project. Here are some of my ideas. And I was like, wow, those are some awesome ideas that you're going to implement. And I was just like, it was really cool to see someone like take that chance and take that role and be like, okay, I'm going to come into this project. I had a small hiccup in the beginning, and I'm going to like figure out how to make this a really awesome project.
Yeah, actually, let's touch on me becoming your first moderator for a second. So the reason I became a mod as it was a way to give back to Jason, because I learned so much from Jason. Like, he has so much experience in investing, in CNFTs, in flipping from trainers to shoelaces to you name it, he's flipped it.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what? I'd love to be your first moderator. And he's like, dude, you can have it. You can help me. So I lived in the Discord for the first week. I was just made sure when someone came there, they were welcomed. And that was kind of what I was doing at the beginning until I kind of switched over to Space Pugs, and then some other people took over. But like, God, like, I don't know how many people were there from the very beginning, but that was hard. That was really hard. Like, the night I went to sleep, we were about 140. I woke up and we were like 70. I'm like, what has happened? And then that next week, this community rallied. Like, one member in particular, like Monster, he owns 347 space pugs right now. He swept the floor day in, day out, and helped us so much, along with many other members. So I just want to shout out everybody that's helped out, mainly Monster, because he is a monster.
Oh my gosh, that's a ton. Over 340?
That's mental. He's created his new project at the moment as well, so that's going to be really interesting. But so let's talk about a little bit of the utility and why the utility that I created. So I've always wanted to create my own project, and I always wanted to create something like a DAO, but to kind of improve on a couple of the things that I think you can do better than a DAO. Because what in CNFTs, we want things to happen now. Like, a DAO is something that's going to last for a long time before you're going to see any returns. And we want to see returns today. So imagine if you set up a DAO and you had a wallet with a load of, let's say you have 300,000 ADA in there, and then you buy and sell NFTs and you make profits, and then you pay them back to the holders every month. That's kind of how I wanted to set it up. And the hard part as well with a DAO is you have to make all these votes, and things take a long time, and you miss out on the opportunities. Maybe suddenly a few people put a Kong like 500 under the floor. Well, we can just pick that up. I'm pretty sure the way you're setting your project up, you could just pick those up if you wanted. You wouldn't have to ask everybody, okay, guys, there's a Kong on the floor. Should we go and pick it up? Wait, let's all make a vote. And it's gone. The opportunity is gone. So that was the idea. And then, but where are we going to get this ADA from? I came on board. There's no money in the project. There's nothing there. I've come on and working. I'm like, how do we get this money? So I'm like, okay. So Mike and the previous founder, they wanted to do the Space Pug Vox as the second project. I'm like, okay, so let's do this. Let's do the Vox. So we've reached out to dot creatures, who are going to make our voxels. But they're doing their own project now, and they won't be ready until like August. So I'm like, okay, so we set everything up, and we'll mint, and we'll take a portion of that money, and then we'll put it into a wallet, and that will then pay the pugs. But then we're like, but there's no utility for the box. So why is no one's going to buy the box? I'm like, okay, they have to be paid as well. So then we'll pay the pugs, and we'll pay the Vox from one central wallet. We'll have to have it. So we wanted to pay everybody. But that doesn't work. You see projects that pay everybody, and everyone gets so little they don't even notice that it goes into the wallet. That's the hard part. So we want to pay everybody, but there has to be an entry to get passive income. So we decided it would be 25, which is a lot. So it's like 25 is one level, then 50, then 100. And the Vox will be paid from 25. So everyone that has 25 will get passive income. And the numbers at the moment are for all the whales will be getting 116 ADA per month, and that is at 44 whales. And then we have 23 alpha, and they'll be getting about 260 or 240, something like this. And then the Supremes will be getting 500 ADA a month. The double will be getting 1,000, and then Monster will be getting 1,500 ADA minimum every month. Because what we're going to do, we'll have 300,000 ADA in a wallet, and every month, no matter what, we will pay 25,000 back. 20,000 to Alpha, and 5,000 will go to Vox. So let's say we're really bad and it's a bear market forever and we don't make any money. For at least 10, 11, 12 months, you will earn passive income every single month. But I'm pretty sure between myself, Darkwater, we've got something called the Project Intelligence Division, which is basically like Men in Black but for CNFTs. And we've got a lot of really, really intelligent people on the team. We've got deep dive specialists, we've got minting specialists. We're going to have people going out and like trying to bring more people into the project from ETH and Solana. Like, we're trying to do everything right to make as much profit for our holders, which that is the kind of the goal. And it's going to be so fun. It's going to be fun to have a bag like that to play with.
Yeah.
And
And to kind of go off of that, man, like me and you have very similar ideas in the sense that, okay, we are trying to identify problems and solve them. Okay, what is the problem with what a lot of different projects do? They have a community wallet or they have a DAO. Okay, sweet. So they're putting money into these different CNFTs where sometimes it's a good time to sell them and sometimes it's a good time to buy. And sometimes it's really hard to make different movements and different purchases. And then none of that money is ever getting back to the holders of the actual project. I've very rarely seen a DAO actually pay back its different holders. So I absolutely love the idea of creating a team that can specialize in different areas, make different money with this whole overall pool, and then take a lot of that profit and distribute it back to holders rather than being like, hey guys, we just bought this NFT where we have no idea when we're going to sell it. We have no idea how much you're actually going to get paid, or, oh, we're splitting this between 20,000 different people. So I absolutely love the idea. And it was funny how, like, when we were talking about it, just like how similar of an idea we had, because we both knew like this was going to be a solution to the problem instead of just copying and pasting what so many people were already doing.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I think it comes down to trust. Like, people trust you. I think I mentioned to you sometimes where I thought about it, because when I would see the plays and we were chatting, you're like, I just did this and I just made this. I'm like, you need to create like shares in you. I'll buy an NFT if I can get a percentage of your earnings. I'm like, I would do that, you know. And another thing as well is that I don't want to call projects out, but a project has a lot of, let's say they've got a lot of Clay Nations, and Clay Nations suddenly just went on a massive run. Well, then you should sell all those and then give the profit to the holders. You know, that's what you should do, not just hold them and hold them and hold them and hold them. You know, so I don't know. There's lots of ways to do things, and we're not perfect. We make mistakes. Things don't always go as we plan. But I think we both do the similar things. We look at what all the projects are doing. We look at what they're doing right, and we're like, oh, I'll take a little bit of that. I'll take a little bit of that. The top 10%, they should have perks. Okay, let's give them perks. What kind of perks can we give them? You know, for our Club 77, you know, you're going to get a free mint from the box. You're going to be able to mint another. I always do. I've got a separate giveaway channel, so I'm putting some of the better whitelists in there. There's going to be a lot of NFTs and ADA Royal raffles every month. Just trying to make sure that they hold the value, and also, I mean, when it comes to staking, so we will have staking very soon with Mutant DAO. Like Block actually was the one that said, "Dude, you've got to have a conversation with Andy. You've got to see the platform, and it is spectacular." So when staking does go live, every NFT in all three collections, and then if we do another collection, they'll always earn a specific amount of something called. See, I'm telling the story in backwards now, but I'm like, here we are. We're talking about staking, and we haven't even talked about we'll talk about staking a little bit later. Let's do things in order. You know,
let's do things in order.
It's just so exciting. There's just so much to talk about.
There's so much stuff. Yeah.
It's like, I don't want to talk about everything, because you can just go into the Discord. You can go and look up something called the Great Reset, where let's talk about the Great Reset, because I think this is one of the best ideas I've ever had.
Let's do it.
One of the great things with XP is everybody grinds and they get to those levels to get to those whitelist. To get the whitelist, and then you mint, and an XP becomes worthless unless you're Boss Cat Rocket Club, and now they've made XP valuable because it's going to be energy for Boss Planet, which was well done, guys. Well done, because that keeps the community engaged, keeps them in the Discord. But what happens, most of them disappear and they go off and grinding somewhere else. So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? We're going to have something called the Great Reset. So shout out to Below, who was over level 50, but I made a vote, and the whole community voted to do the Great Reset. So everyone got set to 0, and then once we were going to get to the 1st of August, whoever's above 50 would share 1,000 ADA. and I've actually just dropped it. I've just bumped it up to July because I was like, you know what, let's get this started earlier. So basically, the first of July, everyone that gets to level 50 will share 1,000 ADA, and then when we get to the next month, it'll be level 55. Then they will share 1,000 ADA, and also everyone that gets to level 40 will actually have access to a new channel that I'm going to create soon, and there'll be a mystery prize for one person. I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there yet, but it's going to be something really, really good. So now people have to be engaged. They have to play the games. We can give XP away as a prize. Like today is a special day. We were at 51st place. So I'm like, okay, let's do a quick sweeping contest just to get people buying and get us over that into that top 50. So I did the next 10 people to buy 5 pugs will get a free pug and 20,000 XP. Within 20 minutes, we're into 48th place, because the community is strong. And yeah, darling. Yeah. So the community is strong, and then we can use XP, and it's almost becomes like a currency. So that was kind of my idea.
That was a really good idea. I didn't even know that you guys had done that. That is such a smart way to like encourage engagement and to reward people that like actually want to build the project. Like that was a really good idea.
Yeah, that was a fun one. That was a fun one. Let's talk about something called the Heart of Gold. So obviously we play a lot of poker, and dude, I can't believe this came off. So I was like, let's do a pug as an entry into poker, and this is when we're at 270 floor. So I announced it. It was on a Saturday, and the next day, Sunday, we had 29 people submitted, like giving a pug to play. So we had 29 pugs to play for, like a silly amount, of pugs. So first prize took about 8 pugs, and the person that came second, who was it? I think it was Crypto Night. I think it was Crypto Night or Nightmare. I think it was Crypto Night. He messaged me after. He said, "I want to send a pug. Can I send a pug to you, and you can give it to one of the community members, maybe someone that needs a pug?" And I'm like, "Dude, that's so nice. I'm gonna give 3 pugs." So I set up a brand new wallet. It was called Pug Pals, Pugs for Pups, we called it. And then I announced that we're going to have this new Pugs for Pups, and if anyone wants to donate a pug, and then we'll give it to members that come in. Maybe they've just been rugged, maybe something's happened, and then we've got some pugs to give to members. We've had over 20 members donate pugs. We've given out maybe 17 already, and then they get a Heart of Gold roll. And there is going to be utility for the Heart of Gold. I haven't announced it yet, but some people came to me in DMs and said, "I'd like to donate a pug." And I'm like, "Oh, I'll put your name." No, I don't want my name mentioned. I just want to do something good because I really like what you're doing. And I'm like,
oh man, that's amazing.
The community, like with the community we're building, it's different. It's different. There's like, I mean, I've been in some good communities. Like in Bosscat's community is good. There's a lot of people. It's strong, but there's something different. Maybe just because I'm so connected with everyone. Because we are doxed, we have a dox channel, like it's called Dox Yourself. So we've got, 30 or 40 members that have doxed themselves. So you can go in there and you can look at everybody. There's a story and you can read about the members. It's like we're doing something different here. It's everyone's hiding behind their PFPs, and not hiding. It's just we have PFPs. You don't hide behind yours. It's great that you have your face there, because we did something called Dox Wednesday, where everyone changed, not everyone, but a lot of people changed their PFP to their face. You know how different it is to interact with someone when they have the face? You have your face. Dennis from the Nice Society, him and his girlfriend, they have the face. He's a cool guy, by the way. He's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
Figures that. Yeah, no, that's a cool idea though.
Yeah, so we're just we're trying to kind of cover all the bases of things that you can do with an NFT project. Apart from have 3 parts for a vehicle, we're not doing that.
Dude, that is awesome, man. I love that community aspect. And that's something that like I really realized too throughout this whole thing is just every single PFP or every single person in the Discord has a story. They have a life, they have a perspective. And somehow through all of our lives, through whether it was you skating or me flipping random stuff, somehow we all kind of got to this point where we got into NFTs and more specifically CNFTs. And it's such a small niche that like there is this family aspect in these different communities. And I don't feel like a lot of projects are really seeing how big of a deal that is.
Oh,
So I love that whole doxing idea that you guys had too, of like showing your face, like getting to know the person behind that username and that picture.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, I've I don't know how often this happens to you, but you jump into a project's Discord that is in the top 50, top 30, and you ask a question and nobody answers you. There's nobody there. I was like, what? Huh? This is strange. Like that never happens in ours. There's always somebody there. I mean, now we have 9 community managers. We've got 5 assistant community managers. We've got the head community manager. We're building a team. You know, we need to have a lot of people in there because we know where we're going. We know what we're doing, and we kind of know how to get there. You know, we can't just do it like it can't just be me doing everything. You need a big team, and you know everyone that's going to work together. And we've got some great people. I mean, yesterday is so funny. So we also run auctions, and there's a guy there. We just took him on to be the Twitter manager and also the Discord manager, and he is a whiz. He's called Speezus. He's called Josh Speezus Christ. His name actually.
Oh,
He was blowing me up a few weeks ago, and I'm like, this is like me. You know how I blow you up, and I just write and I write and I write and I write and I write and I
yeah.
write. It's like that. He blows me up, and he's like, dude, I'm just like you. I can be like you. Like we just think the same, and it's that I'm like, so we're like, we give him a chance, and he has changed the Discord around. He's changed all these different things. The Twitter's popping, like he is special, you know. He's just come on board, but you notice him a little bit like when I come on board and you kind of notice me. I'm like, okay, I'll give you a chance. And yesterday I'm running the auctions, and he almost started running it for me. So I was just sitting next to my girlfriend. I'm like, look, I don't even need to do it. Like, just doing it for me. I'm like, it's
He's in the
perfect.
chat. He's in the chat too right
There he
now.
is. There he is, my
Jesus
man.
Christ.
Oh, let's talk
Shout
about the
out to
auctions.
Speezus.
Yeah, let's talk about the auctions for a second. So we have something called a whale whitelist for the Vox, and basically you get to mint 25 and become a whale straight away, which is pretty mental. But we got up to 43. I'm like, okay, I only wanted to have 20 or 40, and we're up to 43. So let's do 2 more and let's auction them off. So the first one went for 450 ADA. The second one went for 650 ADA. This is someone buying a whitelist. And then I heard of one member basically selling one to another member for a pug, a rank 123 or something, which is probably worth about 1,300 ADA, and a floor pug for a whitelist. I was like, are you kidding me? For a whitelist for our
Wow.
project? I'm like, wait till we release, wait till we start doing a whitelist, and you'll be able to use our, let's just call it, we're gonna have a coin. It's going to be called a pug chip, like a poker pug chip, and you're going to be able to use it to basically buy whitelists, auction whitelists. There's going to be loads and loads of uses for this, because one of the problems with most projects is they just dump a load of coins onto the market. You can stake, you can get them, like, for different reasons, but then there's no uses for them. So you've got a load of shit coins in your in your
Yeah.
wallet, as we call them, and you can't use them. So my goal is to make our pug coin the most valuable coin in CNFTs, because you're going to be able to use it for so many reasons. So I'll tell you a little bit more
Yeah,
about that.
I was about to say, so there's a lot going on with Pugs. You've helped to kind of catch everyone up to speed that's been watching so far.
Yeah.
It released, you decided to take a bigger role in the CNFT space. You didn't want to just be an investor anymore. You wanted to be a moderator. You were helping the project. And then now you're in a position where you talk to Mike on a daily basis, and you're one of the main people running this. You know, you are one of the founders, one of the owners, one of the CEOs, right? So in that whole entire pug space, you guys have really been building a community. You've been doing different experience type game, engagement to get engagement up. You guys have been doxing, really building a strong community. And then you're also creating this whole entire passive income structure with your team. So you guys have a team together, a few people like Darkwater, a specialist, and you guys are going to be basically investing that different money, and then depending on how many pugs you have, that is going to determine like how much is being distributed to them, with a minimum of 25,000 ADA a month, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now the second part of this is that now you had brought up these pug poker chips, and I know a little bit more going on than some people in here. But
Yeah.
did you want to make the big announcement about what exactly those chips are going to be used for?
Yeah. So shall I? I'll basically share my screen and we'll watch a video and then we'll talk about it.
I was about to say, I think it's time to show some of these guys in here what Adam's been working on, because I am personally super bullish with this. I don't think there's enough likes or people watching though, man. You guys are gonna have to. This is a big deal that he's releasing. There are a lot of projects being involved with this, and I think it's gonna be pretty epic.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Ready?
Let's do it. Let's do it. This is the big announcement, guys. So what the heck is that? What the heck is this?
So basically, about 3 weeks ago, it was only about 3 weeks ago, I was doing what I do. I was looking for new projects that could be potentially interesting to invest in. And I came across something called Cardano Cards Club. I'm like, wait, is that cards? We're going to mint cards? I'm like, oh my God, how exciting is that as a poker nut? I was like, imagine minting pocket aces or something. So I got chatting to Hughes. I'm like, I love the idea, and then I said, let's talk, and eventually we got on a phone call and we had a big chat. And I said, how can I help you? I'd love to kind of partner with you or something because I see the potential. He said, it's just it's really hard because I'm an artist and I'm working on this aspect. But it's like I need someone that's kind of, I'm like, you need someone like me. He's like, yes, I'll need someone that can kind of talk about the project, can be active and all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, hear me out here. I'm just gonna talk and like you can just listen and you can just shut me down. I said, what if somehow we partnered, you came over and became part of Space Pugs and we almost like took over your project and we took it from here to here, and we could like have all our PFPs on the NFTs, etc., etc., etc. Am I losing you? He's like, no, keep going. I'm like, okay. And I said, maybe we could bring other partners in. What if I could get like another 7 or 8? Maybe we have 10 partners and we have all their NFTs on here and we create like a massive partnership and we just create something that hasn't been done in the space. And he's like, okay, cool. So then I said, okay, I said, think about it and we'll talk tomorrow. And then I sat up for like 5 hours and I wrote a whole paper and I worked out how it would work with passive income, with royalties, with all these different aspects. And then we agreed to create the Space Pugs Poker Club. And that's where the work began, because then I started reaching out to different projects and I had to write up a paper and I had to propose this proposal and then try to get people interested. And everyone was like, yes, I'm interested. So eventually I ended up with 15 partners. We only wanted 10. So we got 15 partners on board. and it is the Space Pugs Poker Club. And
Wow, that dude. So I was one of the projects you reached out to about this, and I was like, holy crap, man. And just to like kind of emphasize how big of a deal this is, he has gotten 15 projects to basically commit their art to this project. And there are going to be all these different cards, and we can actually, I don't know if you want to show them some of these cards, some of these one for ones that you've created here. But essentially, there's going to be all these cards from all these different collabed projects, and this is going to be one of your tickets in to playing this whole entire poker system that Cardano Crocs Club has actually been working on and building and implementing. And there's going to be ways to earn coins and giveaway prizes, and I'll let Adam explain that more. But I think these cards look absolutely phenomenal from Hughes. And yeah, seriously, I just show some of these guys what these actual cards are going to look like. And this isn't even about the utility yet, which is even more exciting.
Yeah, I mean, so this is like a one of one. This is actually,
Share your screen real quick.
Oh, yeah, was that whole time was I not showing my screen?
Hey, welcome to the stream, man.
Sorry, so I'll go through them. So here, this is blocks. Here's one.
Let's go. We got Jelly Cube on there.
So here's the Cardano Cards Club. So I'm going to talk about them in a second because they are helping with the platform. Now this is a one of one. So we've got each project will have a one of one. And then we're actually going to have 7 one of ones, and I'm going to talk about how the one of ones work in a second because it's another first that we're going to do, and it's pretty exciting. So here's a one of one of the Gentleman's Club. Here's a regular for Mutant DAO, a one of one from Smooth Yeti Mountain Club, Outer Space Society, Salty Seagulls. There's the one of one. That is actually that's actually my pug now. I'll tell you about that in a second. Gentlemen's clubs and those AMAs. So let's just talk about the one of one. So we asked the community to design their perfect pug out of all the traits that you can basically use. So these are all the ones that they designed, and these have not been minted yet. So we've got this one, we've got this one, this one. This one actually got minted yesterday, and it actually has my name in the metadata. So Tiger Pool minted it, and I'm actually keeping this one for myself because I thought, you know what, I've been a good boy, I've been working hard, and I cannot let this one go. I'm like,
that one's beautiful, man. That one's a savage for sure.
You know? And then this one has actually been gifted to Monster. I dropped in the DMs today and I said, dude, like, I want to thank you for everything you've done for us. So I'd like to pick one of the one of ones, and we'll have it minted, and you'll have your name in the metadata. And so that's going to be his. And then there's the rest of them here. And so what we're going to be doing with these are all going to be, we'll come back for a second, stop sharing. Sure. So they're all going to be minted soon, but they won't be minted until we know whose they're going to be. So some of them will be auctioned off, and some of them will be won in poker tournaments and different, and one is going to be in a lottery. So what will happen as soon as you win, then you can decide what your name will be at the bottom. I'm just going to go quickly. I'm just going to go into my wallet, and then I can share, and people can actually see where is it? Space Pugs. So we'll get to that in a second. Where is it? Come on. Yeah. So let me just go back and share my screen again, because I think this is cool. Like as you do, I try to do things that haven't been done, and so imagine if you have your pug and you see at the bottom it says owner CNFT Adam. You see that?
That's crazy.
Yeah. And so let's imagine that I sold that. Well, I can just get in touch with Tiger Pool and he can change the metadata for me. So it's probably like, are we back? Yeah. So you can change the metadata. So whoever wins these will be able to have the name on them. And all these seven one of ones, they will be the same one of ones that we have in the poker club. And whoever owns these one of ones, when we mint, will get those ones for free. So that one of one that you just saw, the really nice one of ones, which I expect them to be the most expensive NFTs in our collections, you will get them for free. So imagine winning one in the lottery, and then you get to the next mint, and then you get one of those for free. And all the one of ones will earn 10% of the royalties. So just for an example to how much you will earn. So the royalties will be 10%, and 100% will go back to the holders. So as soon as we hit 1 million, which I think will be quite quick with this, really, 100,000 will go back to the holders. 80,000 will go back to anyone that owns 10 NFTs, and we're going to call them sharks because we had whales, and it's a poker players are called sharks, so sharks will work. So 80% will go back to everyone that owns 10. 10% will go back to anyone that has a 1 of 1. So there's 22 of them. And then the other 10% is going to go back to anyone that has a full hand. So a full hand is basically when you have all 5 cards. So maybe you have, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you've got that with 3 cards. So maybe you've got 6, 7, 8, 9, and maybe a 10 and a 4. So what you can do then, you can give those to us. They'll get burnt, and you can design your own 1 of 1, which will be basically 5 cards. You'll design them from the traits that we give you, and then you'll have a brand new NFT. And then all those will get 10% of the royalties as well. And then we're burning cards as well, which is reducing the supply. And
so what's the total amount of cards that you guys are going to have?
So we're all our collections will always be 7,777. We've kind of already decided that, even though we probably could mint more with 15 projects on board, but we don't want to go crazy. I think that's a nice number. So that's kind of what we're aiming for.
And with the 7,777, what exactly are they going to be looking like? All of these different cards. Are there going to be numbers like 7 and 8 and 9, like basically like a full deck type deal?
Yeah. So the numbers are random. So all the numbers are random, and all the PFPs are random. There's over 1,000 traits.
Wow. Now, are these PFPs of these cards, they're going to be these 15 different projects that have collabed with you guys, correct?
Yeah. So how that will happen, each project will have, 480? Each project will have 480 of their PFPs on all of them. And then each project had to give 40 PFPs. So you'll probably see each PFP, I think, 10 times or 10, 12 times. If it worked out averages, but all the traits around it, there's 1,000 traits. All the backgrounds and all the items on there will all be different, apart from the 1 of 1s. And then we'll have 577 of ours. So that will make up the 7,777. But it's all random. So obviously everybody would like pocket aces of their project. Because you imagine you mint them and you're like, oh no, I've got space pugs. I want Yetis. So people will be trading back and forward. Like, this is gonna be crazy. And everyone's gonna be trying to get their starting hand, to get their full hands. And everyone's going to be trying to get 10. And this is the thing, everyone can mint 1. So all the projects, every single project is getting 400 whitelists. So that will make up 6,000 whitelists that can mint 1. Now, obviously, I've said to all the founders that if you guys want to keep some for yourself, I know Block said he wants to mint 200 for himself.
Oh, I'm a man, dude.
It's like you can do what you want. I'm like, just give me 400 wallet addresses. If you want to keep 10, I'm like, I want to keep. I want to mint some for myself.
I definitely want some. Yeah,
I'm going to give some to my team. I'm like, guys, how many do you want? Do you want 5? Do you want 10? I'm like, people that work hard should be rewarded. So basically, everyone is going to get to mint 1. And how the whitelist is going to work for space pugs, we've got 1,777. So every single holder will get a whitelist. So depending on how many people submit a wallet will depend on how many you can mint. So let's imagine that less than 333 people submit a wallet, they'll get to mint 3. If up to 500 submit a wallet, they will get to mint 2. And then above 500 up to 1,000 can get to mint 1. Now, I know we've got 1,150 holders or something like this. So I expect that maybe over the next 24 hours that the holders may go up because people will want to buy a POG and then get that whitelist. But what we're going to do at 4 p.m. tomorrow UTC, we're closing the Discord for 24 hours. So if you do not get into the Discord and verify your wallet and have a POG, you will not get a whitelist from Space Pugs, because a lot of people, no names, I'm not mentioning any names.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people are smart, and they're really smart investors, and they create many Discords, and then you can jump in and you can mint more. I mean, we're in technology, we're in CNFTs. There's nothing wrong with it, but so we want to make sure that our holders really get rewarded. So we'll close the Discord tomorrow. And obviously, there will be exceptions of members that I know are real members. Like, oh my God, I've been away on holiday. I'm like, okay, fine. You can have a whitelist too. But so then once we've gone through this stage of 48 hours, then I'll know how many we've got left. And they will all be for contests, giveaways. So we might have a poker tournament and the top 10 all get an extra whitelist. And we're also going to be giving 10 shark whitelists away. So this means you can mint 10. So you're going to go straight into the passive income from the royalties straight away. And I'm not sure exactly how we're going to give those away yet. It's probably going to be poker tournaments and maybe for a lottery and different things like that.
Wow, so this is awesome. So there's going to be 7,777 of the cards. You have all these different collabs. All the cards are going to be basically different collab pieces for the PFP. And then you're going to get a random number essentially with this card. And then you were saying there's going to be a 10% royalty, 80% is going to go to people that have at least 10 of these cards. 10%, and then 10%, the other 20% are split between 10 and 10%, and that's going to be dependent on which hands you have.
Yeah, so if you've got the one of what, any of the 22 one of
or
ones,
any of the one for ones, and then the other 10% is based on your hand.
Yeah, if you have anyone that has a full hand, those burnt 3 cards, or I mean, if you had if you got pocket aces twice, you'd only have to burn 2 to get it. I mean, God knows. Imagine how much pocket aces are going to be.
Yeah, so the higher the card, is it going to be worth more money essentially?
I mean,
so if you have like a 2, that's not going to be as valuable as you all of a sudden minting this and seeing an ace.
You get 2 cards. So if you've got like 2-4, that we don't need rarity. We don't need rarity. There is rarity in cards. The worst hand in poker is 7-2. But I'm having a bit of fun here. I've given utilities a 7 deuce. It's called 7 deuce. That's what you call it. So we'll see how many 7-2s there are that come out. And at the end of the month, there might be 10,000 with pug chips, or 5,000 or 1,000. We're not sure because we're going to see how valuable they are. We're not going to give 10,000 away to people if they're on the market. They're like 3 ADA for 1 pug chip. We're going to see how valuable they are. And at the end of the month, everyone that owns 7-2 will go into a raffle and they will win. We're not sure if 1 person will win or 5. We're figuring it out. We'll see what the community wants to do, but we want to try to have as much utility, obviously, because that's the fun part of projects.
And speaking of utility, besides these cards just looking dope, how exactly are you going to be able to use these cards in your whole entire poker system here?
Well, when I first started writing the paper, I'm like, you know what, we should have our own platform. I'm like, how does one make a platform? How do you even start to creating a platform? So I knew that Cardano Cards Club were kind of designing a platform. That's what I'd heard. So I reached out to Bofke and I said, guys, I'd love to have you on this project. I'd love to, how can we work together? Because I know you're making a platform. And I thought, I was a little bit worried really because I knew they were all about poker and I wasn't trying to step on anyone's toes or anything like this. I just came across a project and I'm like, this is too good of an opportunity to not bring this into Pugs. So to cut a long story short, we ended up becoming partners in the platform. So we're going to be 50-50 partners in the platform. The platform will be ready before we mint. So probably let's say in 4 weeks' time, you might be able to use the platform. And to use the platform, you're going to need to have a croc in your wallet. And you'll need C4 to be able to use the platform. So basically, we're all going to have to buy some crocs to start playing some poker. And when the platform first starts, it's only going to be open tables. So basically, you can go onto there. You can pick where you want to play game 2 and 4 or 10 and 20. Just like PokerStars or Zynga or any of these platforms, it's going to be exactly the same. You connect your NAMI, you buy your chips. So this is how it all works from both sides. So you can come. Let's imagine you've got a croc, Jason, and you've got C4, and I've got a space. Not a space pug because that doesn't get you entry. You need to have a starting hand. So I've got a starting hand in my wallet. I'll connect my NAMI. I'll say, okay, I want to buy 100 of. We haven't come up with the name yet for the chips on the platform, but let's just call them platform chips. I'm like, okay, I want to buy 100 platform chips. Okay, that costs me 100 pug chips, and it costs you 400 C4. So we both input our coins and chips, and then we play against each other. And I take all your chips because I'm much better at poker than you, obviously.
Oh,
No, I'm just messing. So let's imagine you take all of my chips, and then now you've got 200 platform chips, and you want to cash them out into C4. So then you can cash them out, and now you'll have 800 C4 because we'll always have liquidity in the platform. We'll both have liquidity there, so then you can cash them out into C4, or I could have cashed them all out back into Pug chips. And then once we mint, then we're going to start tournaments, and we're going to start really, really big tournaments. And we're going to do tournaments together, and we'll do tournaments separately. But this is a big partnership between the Crocs and the Pugs. I want to make sure everyone understands that we're doing this together, and we are going to be trying to onboard Solana and ETH projects because we're going to actively market onto those chains and use the platform, which is going to be the poker platform of Cardano, if not of CNFTs. We're going to market it, and we're going to make it so big that it'll bring people from those chains onto Cardano just to play poker, and then they'll start getting to some of the other projects. I've got massive plans. We've got massive plans. I mean, I've got a lot of big plans. I can talk about some other things as well in a second. But I feel like it's a really good way to onboard people that love poker because pretty much we are all degens. We all love poker, right?
dude, and kind of to go off of that, like this is such an amazing idea because I talk a lot about like what's the potential with NFTs, and I feel like a lot of projects all kind of do the same copy and paste thing. For you to basically be able to partner with a bunch of different projects, especially Cardano Crocs Club, which I want to bring up in a second here, and basically create a way for all these different people and community and projects to basically interact in poker games for the ability to win chips is absolutely insane. And like I know that a lot of people are really going to enjoy playing with that. And the second thing that I wanted to bring up with it too is just how much Cardano Crocs Club is doing as well. I've been talking to their team a decent amount, and they've been working on this poker system. So it's absolutely awesome that you guys are going to be able to collab with that and have a system ready to go as soon as you guys have your collection. And it's actually coming out before the collection. And they do so much other stuff too, man. I mean, we're personally going to be launching on their launch pad, their Croc pad. They help a lot of different projects in their incubation phase. They do a lot of technical work for different projects. So big shout out to them for helping get this whole thing started for the space in general.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, big shout out to Pokeball because he's been my point of contact, one of the founders. You know, he's a really, really nice guy. I think he's based out of California, so we've had quite a few calls. And obviously yesterday we had a big call with the whole team. There was 10 of us on one call, which was pretty surreal. Like, I mean, I shared something on Twitter. It was just you see everyone's name, like all the Crocs and the Pugs. And it's exciting, guys. You know, it's like I used to see a lot of projects that kind of just stuck to themselves and they were just in a little corner and you couldn't talk about other projects in their Discord and stuff. And like, you know, that was one of the best things about your Discord because I came to your Discord and it was like, oh my God, we can just talk about as many different plays of all these different projects that we're going to do.
Rather than just one thing. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I think yours is the only Discord I have notifications on for. Because I'm not in there, but I get notifications and I just see what you're all talking about all the time. It's like, oh yeah, okay, oh, you're doing that, okay, you know, it's that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. You know, so yeah, so that is the platform that's going to be. I think it's going to be a game changer for the space. I really do. You know, we are thinking about ways that when we do grow, like what happens when there's 50,000, 100,000 people want to play. There's only so many NFTs. So we will develop a way that people can maybe rent out their extra NFTs, but still own them somehow, so that more people can play.
Now to clarify, to be able to play, you either are going to need to own a Cardano Crocs Club Croc, or you're going to need one of these starting hands.
Yeah.
So there's 7,777 of the starting hands. Are radioactive Crocs and the regular Crocs both going to have access to this game as well?
Yeah, so I think they have 10,000 of each, so it makes it like 27,777.
And so, that's going to be your ability to enter into these different tournaments, to these different games, and win these tokens.
Yeah, and it's not just winning the tokens. So this was a change that we made on a call the other day between the team. So I had a slight worry. I mean, I love to talk honestly because I think people love it. They just love to know the ins and outs of the whys of what you're doing something. So I was like, are we really going to do the same thing with two projects? We're going to have two wallets, both with about 200,000 or 300,000 ADA in, and then we're basically going to be competing with each other to mint these projects, to buy these projects, to invest in these projects. I'm like, I mean, I'm confident, but I'm like, do I have to do it twice? I'm like, it's going to be enough to compete against Block. I'm like, now I've got to compete against myself as well. I'm like, dude, this is going to be hard. So I said, you know what? Let's do something different. You know, let's put that money in a wallet and then let's invest that. But there's no guarantee, okay, we have to give this much every month. We'll use that wallet for tournaments and giveaways. So maybe we're like, okay, you know what? We're going to do a tournament on Saturday. Let's send out a tweet. Just ask the community. Okay, we're gonna buy 10,000 worth of NFTs. Which projects should we buy and give away as prizes? You know, so then we're going to be trying to do as many big tournaments as possible. And sometimes the tournaments might only be one chip to enter, or sometimes it might be 100 chips to enter. We're going to vary everything so we can have bigger tournaments with bigger prizes, and that's kind of the idea, you know, to do something a little bit different.
And there's so many different routes that you can go with too. I mean, you can have different games on there. So maybe you start off with poker and now you do blackjack, now you do roulette. Like I was literally looking at Decentraland, which if you aren't familiar with Decentraland, it's the biggest metaverse. And they made billions of dollars off of their in-game casinos in their metaverse playing roulette and poker and these different things. So the sky is really the limit for a platform like this, especially if you're able to get a bunch of people in the community and a bunch of different projects involved. And then it's like, hey guys, you know, we're doing this whole entire poker tournament this month. Let's reach out to projects and see which projects want to donate some NFTs. And now those projects are like, hey, I'll give them a $200 NFT because I'm going to get the exposure of all of these other projects. And then you're also helping out the people that are participating as well. So there's like so many different routes and so much progression that can really have with an idea like this.
Oh, for sure. I mean, just imagine now, like I am bonded now to 15 other projects. You know, we're in bed together. You know, I mean that's what we're saying, but it's like I've got 15 other projects that I'm like, okay, guys, let's do this together. And on the other shoe, you guys have got 15 other projects. Like Block, you can be like, you know what, I want to do something like this. I'm like, we're 15 projects that work together now. So we can all come up with different ideas and different strategies to make things happen. Like, for example, I haven't talked to you guys yet, but this is what I want to do in about a week. I just need to set this up. I'd like to do a tournament between our 15 projects or 16 projects. You guys find your best 10 and we do a tournament with 160 people. And we all put up some prizes. So either, you know, maybe you put up some ADA or you can put up some different NFTs, but let's create the biggest tournament that's happened in the space, you know, and then that'll be really, really fun to do.
Oh, it's going to be awesome. And I definitely would love on my side to even live stream it sometimes. I mean, the only problem is people are going to be able to see my hand on the live stream. I'm going to have to like try to find a way to put a block there. But how cool will that be too, of being able to cover these different tournaments? You know, like the potential is really limitless with this. Like I can imagine as the space gets bigger, like this could be a really big deal. And this could be like the main poker of this ecosystem.
Oh, I mean, I see this making a lot of money for all of the holders and obviously for all of the founders, because we will make a lot of money from this platform. I'm sure, you know, we're thinking of ways to obviously monetize it and then to give that money back to the holders of the projects. You know, as our collections grow, everyone will always be getting paid, whether it's from the project or whether it's from the poker platform. And we're just going to see how it all works, you know, because I do like it when everyone wins. You know, I don't like it when someone feels like that, you know, they're being used or they're not winning somehow. So the sky's the limit, man. It really is.
Now, what is sort of your roadmap here? What are kind of the steps that you guys are about to take to really turn this into a reality? When is this mint? When is this platform? You know, what does everyone have to know? There's also that whole entire Pug chip that we still have to talk about as well. You know, how do you get these chips?
Yeah, so at the moment, the first thing that's going to happen is we'll close the Discord tomorrow at 4 p.m. UTC. We'll square away all the whitelists. We'll get all the addresses in. We'll take care of that, and then hopefully in the next few days. So the Frog Factory artist NFT Thomas, he's making our pug chip. As soon as the pug chip is ready, then we will do the first. We're not sure if we're doing an airdrop or if we're going to do drip drops. We're just not sure yet, but this is how the holders will get a hold of the pug chips. There's going to be 3 airdrops or drip drops, and they will go to each 3 of our collections. And so for every NFT you hold, you will get 25 of the pug chips. So let's imagine that we decide to do it a week today. We'll do a snapshot, and we'll see how many pugs you have, basically pugs, and then you will get this many. So if you've got 10 pugs, you'll get 250 pug chips. So that's the only way that you can get them. One of the only ways. You'll get them from these 3 different airdrops or 3 different drip drops. Another way that you'll be able to get these pug chips is through staking. So Mutant DAO is going live next month, I believe. So as soon as they go live, you'll be able to stake your pugs. And for every pug you stake, you will earn 4 back, only 4. And if you own a top 777, you'll get 20. You'll get 5 times, because I believe they should be priced at 5 times the market, because that's just how I price them. I see it in a lot of other projects. It's similar. So I'm like, they get 5 times the pug chips back. And then also the Vox, when we mint the Vox, the top 777 of that collection will get 20, and everyone else will get 4. And then from the starting hands, any of the one of ones, any of the top cards, which is basically ace, king, queen, ace, king, ace, jack, suited, only suited. If they're not suited, I mean, who's playing if they're not suited right now?
Yeah.
So they'll get 20 of them back, and that's the only way that you can get them: staking and the airdrop or drip drops. And then we're going to give you so many reasons to spend them and ways to spend them that they will become valuable, and you'll be looking for ways to get more. And so, yeah, that's kind of that's how the whole pug chip works. So then once we've given away these first pug chips, let's say it's next week, then we'll start getting ready for the mint. We'll make sure that we're ready for the mint, because we're waiting for Hughes. Like, he's an artist. He's an artist and a half. Like, what he's creating with these starting hands and with these one of ones are amazing. And we reckon maybe it's the middle of July he should be ready. So I'd like to have 2 weeks from when he's finished to when we mint, so we don't mess anything up. It's all perfect. Everything's in line, because we're using Tiger Pool, because he's really, really good. And so then let's imagine we mint on the 31st of July. So the 31st of July, we mint. Everyone gets their starting hands. They all go crazy trying to get their 10 and trying to get their full hands. Then 1 week after the mint, we will do we're going to pay out 20,000 ADA to the alpha, to Space Pugs Alpha. So to the whales, the alphas, the supremes, because they were expecting to get paid the first time after the Vox, and we might have to put the Vox back a little bit because we don't want to have the mints like too close. So we're like, we'll just take 20,000 ADA from this mint, and we'll pay them straight away. So then they're happy, and then we'll start putting everything together, and start playing the poker. And God, man, it's so fun, so exciting.
Dang, so that's awesome. So let me get this straight. Essentially, you guys are going to so as far as the tokens, these tokens are going to be airdropped or dispensed through drip drops, which is like a token vending machine, in case you guys didn't know. Or it's going to or also the staking from mutants once they're out. And depending on how rare your pug is, if you're in the top 777, you're going to get 5 times the amount of tokens as all of the other pugs. And then these tokens are going to be used in the actual poker game in order to play, correct? As well as like some different utilities. Now, as far as like the actual release, it is going to be after this is already out with Cardano Crocs Club, correct? Like their whole poker system's already going to be out.
Yeah.
And then these starting hands are going to help give you access to playing that, or you could own a croc as well.
Yeah.
Sweet. Man, that is super exciting stuff. So you think all of this is going to be done and out within the next 2 months?
Yeah, within the next, I mean, what are we on now? Like the 12th or 13th?
13th right now.
13th. So yeah, I mean, as soon as we're ready, You know, we just need to make sure everything's perfect, like the Discord is correct, everything, you know. So at the moment, so this is another thing as well. So when I took over, there was one kind of a website, but it was more of a template website that had been set up. And DLB Danny, who's part of our team, his job is a website developer designer. So he's creating something from the ground up at the moment, like trying to create something really, really, really special. And it's not ready just yet. It's almost ready. So we can't show you that yet. So that will be live very, very soon. But we're trying to create something really, really special with that.
Awesome. Well, also, guys, in the chat, if you guys have any questions that you want to ask Adam about any aspect of the project, make sure to ask the questions now, because we're going to be going through some of these just to clear up any questions that you guys have. But also, was there anything else that you want, any major points that you wanted to bring up about the project that you think people need to know?
I don't know, like a couple of other ideas that I've tried. You know, so what we're going to do, we're going to have a lottery, maybe once a month or once a week, and you'll be able to enter with the Pug chips. So maybe we'll have like, you know, 10,000 ADA for a giveaway, or we'll have a Boss Cat, or we'll have an Ape Society. We're going to make the prizes really good, and any of all the chips that get entered will all be burnt. So we're going to be looking for ways to kind of decrease the amount to increase the value. Now, if that does get out of control, you know, if they do become too valuable, then we will, you know, we'll look for ways to increase the supply, you know, giving them back to the holders. But, you know, it's, as you know, Jason, so many projects have coins that are not really worth anything. So I don't want to go too crazy and make them too valuable, you know.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, it's a good problem to have, though, because
yeah.
I do agree. Like a lot of projects, they kind of do this. It's a lot of copy paste stuff like that. And that's one thing that I didn't want to do with my project. It's like I didn't want to copy and paste stuff from what, you know, different projects are doing. You don't want to just come out with a token to come out with a token. You want a reason for that token. You want a value, you want a utility. And that's the cool part about having, you know, this whole entire poker system here.
Oh, for sure. I mean, can you imagine if like people are just, they're actually buying NFTs from other people with Pug chips instead of like using ADA? That, you know, like some people like Monster, he's got 347 Pugs. How many chips has he gained? 25 times 347. And imagine he doesn't play poker. So he's and the chips go up to, you know, multiple ADA, 3-4 ADA.
It adds up. It starts being a cool way.
You know, so I mean, like everything, it's an experiment. We're just playing here. We're just playing a game. We're just trying things. You know, we're trying to come up with ideas. We're solving problems. We're just having fun. You know, so it's going to be fun. You know, it's going to be fun to see how all this plays out and all these new ideas that we come up with. You know, with the team, and we're working a lot at the moment on our project intelligence division, like putting this all together behind the scenes. So then everything is set up to basically invest and create as much profit for the holders as possible, because that will help with the poker wallet, and then with the other wallet as well. And obviously looking to still partner with other projects for different ideas. You know, because now we've got, this is one group of people, but you know, there's lots of other things that we can do in the space. You know, the world is open. You know, we can do a lot of good here.
100%. And I love how you guys are taking the innovative route. And let's just go over some questions real quick. I saw that Crypto Shaman asked if the Haliens are going to be in there. I did see Outer Space Society as one of the projects. So
Yeah.
I'm assuming they are going to be in there.
Yeah.
Sweet. We have one from Elite Renzo. Are there going to be airdrops of any of these cards? Are you guys going to do free airdrops?
The only airdrops. What are you doing, darling? Oh, yeah. The only airdrops are going to be the one of ones. So the 7 people that get the one of ones now from Alpha will get those airdrops. So the really cool one of ones, they'll be getting those. So that's the only airdrops.
Sweet. From Mums, we have, when is the poker platform launching? I think you said next month, right?
Yeah, so it should launch in about 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks. We want to make sure it's working really, really well before we release that to the public. But so we will start testing it. Maybe we'll invite you over, Block. You can come play with the Crocs and the Pugs.
That'd be dope.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I have another question here. Is there going to be some sort of whitelist for people that own Crocs at all?
So basically, all 15 projects have 400 whitelists. So basically, Pokeball will have 400 whitelists, and he can do as he wishes with them. He can, do tournaments. He can give them to his top holders, like the same as uBlock. You can all do whatever you want with them.
Sweet. And then it says, I have another question here. I don't play poker games, so is there still going to be a utility for me to hold pugs?
Well, yeah. Well, Pugs is that's a different project, a different collection. So mainly for Pugs, you're trying to you're trying to get that 25 to get the passive income, and then also we are work. There's another project that we're working with at the moment. I just can't talk about that yet because it hasn't been released. But my main goal is for everyone to earn passive income from with the Pugs, all the way down to one. And you never know in the future, like we may open it up to all the collections for the poker platform because it might become so big. So we are working on quite a few things to do with the Pugs as well.
Nice. Dark water. Is this easier than being on Britain's Got Talent? In case you guys didn't know, you can actually watch a YouTube video of Adam over here on Britain's Got Talent. I was pretty shocked when I saw it myself. You know,
No,
is this harder, man? Is this easier or harder than that?
This is fun. This is fun. I mean, this is just like talking with one of your friends. This is really fun.
Dude, I agree. It is a lot of fun trying to figure out how to do a project. I mean, there's so many different innovative things you can do, and a lot of it has never been done. So it's this huge test to see, okay, what works, what doesn't work. And I think a lot of people really respect like trying to do something different. I feel like there's so much copy paste, man. Like to do something different and find a way to provide utility with NFTs. I mean, it is a lot of fun.
Oh, I mean, talk about copy and paste. I mean, there's so many projects that I see. I'm like, you've literally just copied the art from ETH. If I see another copy Bored Ape Yacht Club, I'm like, I saw them yesterday, Bored Ape Cardano Club. I'm like, are you guys actually kidding me? I'm like, I'm like, really? I mean, I don't want to talk, bad about a product. It's just funny when you see. I'm like, no, don't do that, please.
Yeah, no, I agree. Mike was saying, do we need to resubmit our wallets, or are all the current verified holders already there for the whitelist? Because you guys are having that whitelist for the next 24 hours, right? Well, the Discord closes in 24
Yeah.
hours.
So what we're going to do, you're going to have to submit your wallet again. It's going to be a separate channel, just because some people have 3 or 4 wallets in there because they have their Pugs in different wallets, so we wouldn't know which one it was. So if you'll have 48 hours to come and submit your wallet, you'll put it into a special channel, and then I will go through and I'll check everybody, and I just want to check that there's no one's like submitting twice, or because there's going to be some people trying to be smart.
Yeah.
If I do catch you, you will be banned from the Discord. So good luck, because a few people have tried to get one over on me. When someone wins, this is so funny. This guys are so stupid. When someone wins a contest, and I just put the address there, and someone comes and that's my address, and they send me the address. I'm like, okay, send me 1 ADA to my wallet, and I'll watch it leave that wallet, and then I'll send you 2 ADA back. And this guy sent me 1 ADA from a different wallet.
Oh
said,
my God.
I sent you 1 ADA. I'm like, no, but it didn't go from that wallet. And I know you're lying. You're banned. But then since then, I'm like, there's an easier way. I'm like, just send me a screenshot of your NAMI or your Eternal with the address. I'm like, that's actually a much easier way. I just hadn't thought about that, but some people are a little bit silly, aren't they?
Yeah, that's a whole other level.
Yeah.
That's actually lying and stealing, trying to steal.
Yeah.
Oh, go for it.
That's my brother. Brother, like, what do you just want to get on here? You just want some time, don't you?
Is this Rock Socks? Is your brother?
That's my actual real life brother.
Oh, wow.
I know we're all brothers. Yeah, so the staking will go live as soon as Mutant DAO goes live. Like, they have 18 partners already on board. So if you're a project and you are interested in staking, I would jump on as quick as you can, because they're going to be pretty.
Yeah. Did you already buy your 9 mutants?
Oh, I bought them after I talked with you, because now I noticed the
Yeah.
price of
It's going crazy.
The price of double. I said to Danny, I'm like, here's a play here. We should buy a bunch of mice and I just forgot about it, and then they doubled.
What kills me is I bought mine after you because I was one of the first people to talk to Andy about it. I don't know what I'm not even gonna get into it. That's a whole other video that we could do. But yes, I love what the two Crocs, the Cardano Croc Club and Mutant Crocs. I mean, the stuff they're doing on the technical side in the space is insane.
Exactly. And now that we're all connected, there'll be some conversations that didn't happen because they weren't connected. And is it possible? Can I just run to the toilet? Can we have like a little
Go
toilet?
for it. Go for it. We'll do a little bit of a break here. I'll help answer these questions that I might know the answer to, guys. So, Jesus Christ, what is the requirement for whitelist and pugs? I think you just have to have one pug. Don't quote me, but I know he's having some sort of form you have to fill out. You're going to have to make the Discord's going to close in like 24 hours. And then if you have at least one pug, you get to enter. And then depending on how many wallets are entered, they're going to divide that by the amount of cards that are available for pugs. So if there aren't a lot of people that enter it in time or whatever the case is, maybe everyone on the whitelist can mint 3, maybe 5, maybe 6, or maybe just 1, depending on how many people enter. Let's see here. Should we be afraid that some other projects that were not included will try to destroy this beautiful project? I don't think anyone will destroy it. I think that we really had a lot of people get into this. I don't even know how they would try to destroy something as awesome as this too, with so many different collabs with a lot of great projects here. Welcome back, Adam. Yeah. I was just answering some of the questions.
Destroy it. I don't think anyone's going to destroy it. Like there's something else that I'm doing as well. So I had an idea the other day to create a Discord, and I call it the CNFT Hub, because I wanted to create a Discord to connect the whole space of people that work in the space. So basically anyone from like moderators and then admin and then team and founders. I'm creating a whole Discord, and we've got about 125 people in there, from Cheshire, from Boss Carts, to Johnny from Seagulls, from Ren from Overexposed. I wanted to basically have everybody in there, and then there's different chats. There's a chats for the top 100 club, and there's chats for just artists and developers. Basically, eventually, every artist, every minter, every developer, every founder will be in this Discord chatting and creating. Like taking the whole space to the next level. So I don't think people are going to try to destroy something I'm building.
No, yeah. And like the thing is like, I think a lot of people on CNFTs too, a lot of projects from what I've talked to, they're pretty open to working and collabing. I mean, I'm sure you didn't have that hard of a time getting projects to jump on board with this. I think for the most part, this community is rock solid. Like if you like from my experience on ETH and Solana, like Cardano and CNFTs, like the community is a lot stronger and they're a lot more helping. I mean, even the conversations with me and Adam, we're talking back and forth all the time. How can we make an innovative product? How can we solve different problems? Like it's not like, oh, you're trying to do something similar. Oh, someone's trying to do something similar. Screw you. Like, no, it's like, how can we all create something amazing and innovative in this space? Because we're so early. I mean, just imagine 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. This has only been around for a little over a year when it comes to Cardano. So just the amount of projects that are going to come in, like there is space for a lot of these projects to really do something inventive, to do something innovative. And like, I love being able to help and basically give my opinion and perspective to these different projects. So,
no, it's exciting, isn't it? Oh, you know what I was just thinking about, the idea that we had yesterday, to hold our own Twitter space once a week. Like I think that would alpha chat with Block and Adam or something.
Dude, we got to pull something together, man.
We have to do something like that.
Especially since, like I think there's a unique perspective being like project owners. And I know for me, I haven't minted my project yet, but there's always like a different perspective of someone that's like working on it in a sense behind the scenes. And I think a lot of people would be interested in that sort of conversation.
100%. And then we can have like, other founders on, from the partners and just any founder that wants to come on and have a chat. And I think that can be fun. That'll be a lot of fun.
For sure. We have another question here. Is there a possibility that tokens from the projects included can be used in poker in the future? So I guess he's talking about, let's say Yumi tokens or ape society tokens?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, we've set it out to use our coins and tokens at the moment. So I'm not sure. I mean, the thing is, anything's possible. Originally when I was thinking about staking, I was thinking not to stake ourselves, to stake with someone else's projects and earn their coins or tokens, whoever would have the most valuable. But then this idea presents itself. I'll tell you a funny story. So when I first talked with Mutant DAO, Andy, he's like, and you can bring your token to pay, to give people. I'm like, we don't have one, and we don't plan to have one. We're going to do some pug chips, but I'm like, how would that work? And then I was like, I'm like, okay, maybe we can do staking. Actually, we can actually implement it this way. So you can have one idea, but then because of something happens or you have a conversation, you just change your mind. I don't mind changing my mind and going in a different direction if it's a better way. So that could happen in the future. Maybe we use yours.
Yeah,
Block.
dude. Who knows, man?
What I would like to do is to be able to use our tokens to buy other things. Like you can use Yummies to buy Predator, for example. So I'd like to have a really good conversation with the founders of Yummy, because they seem to be doing a lot of innovative stuff, don't they?
With their token for sure. Now the machinist from Winmet just asked, how much wood can a space pug chuck if a space pug could chuck wood? I'm surprised I got that on my first try.
I'm not even gonna.
Send some donations to me, guys, for that one.
Oh god, is it just him there? Is there just one person watching? I can't see anything.
Oh, you can't. No. There's a lot of people chatting. You can see you should be able to see the comments on the right side.
I have it on private chat.
Oh my God, yeah. There's a ton of people now. Jer NFTs. Oh well, how much wood can they chuck though? Before I go into this next question.
I have no idea.
Man, it was a good interview until you didn't know the answer to that. I mean, that is something that I don't think I can invest in your project anymore, dude.
That's okay. I mean, that is the number one question. Is like, why should I buy your projects, and why should I hold it? That's the greatest question ever, isn't it? When people are like, we've got really good art, community is pretty good.
Dude, actually, how about you answer that question? Because usually I end off. We'll have this question, and then we'll answer a couple more questions and kind of end here. But it is a question that I always ask in my different interviews. Like, why should someone invest in this project? Like, what do you think that you guys are providing? Why should I take some of my ADA and send it over for this project?
Well, one, we've got a very, very strong docs team. We've obviously got amazing 3K art. We've got some of the best utility of any project. We're trying to be innovative. We don't copy people. We're original. We're always looking to partner with really strong projects. We're trying to lead the space. We want to be, we want to be the top dogs. I mean, pun intended. We're just trying to do something different, and we're kind, and we've got great community. The team is really good. It's just a fun place to be. Like our Discord is so fun. It's such a fun place to be, and being able to do something like this for me personally, it's like a gift, because I had like such a long career skating, doing what I wanted to do, and now to do something as fun, meeting people like yourself, and it's exciting. Plus, you are going to earn passive income from pretty much every project. You're going to earn money, so obviously there is a level to be able to earn the money. At the beginning, it's not just for owning one pug, which I'd love to be able to do that, so but we're always giving away pugs. We've probably given over 200 pugs back to the community. I've given some of my personal pugs, not ones that were from the community, so we're always trying to do something for the community. They are number one in our mind. Like, we always think about the community. Okay, how would this go over for the community? What is the best way to do this? Would they be sad? And so when some people come in there and they're like, "Oh, this is not fair," I'm like, "This is not fair. Do you know how hard we work?" Like, I am one of the hardest working founders in the space, and every single member will tell you that, because I should sleep more, but I kind of can't help but just work and just try to innovate and try to change the space. And they do call me the cyborg, because I kind of go to sleep at 2:00 and I kind of get up at 6, and it's just, Yeah, there you go.
No, and I will vouch for Adam. I mean, this dude freaking works, dude. Like, it is a lot of work trying to run or start or manage a project. Like, Adam has been grinding for a while now. Ever since that me and him started talking. I mean, he's always been looking at different projects, and that gives me a lot more faith in this project too. Just like how hard you work in the space and how dedicated you are to really executing on these projects. Because, like, I think the team is always the most important aspect of any project to me. And we're in a sea of projects that you don't even know the team. So to just know the team, know the people behind it, know their motivation, their dedication, their passion, and their standard to really do something special, like that is huge, and that is something important to me as an investor. So I have to say, like, to everyone watching, like, Adam is a savage, man. He definitely works his ass off. I got to get more on your level when it comes to that. I
Yeah,
work pretty hard, but I mean, holy crap, dude.
yeah. I mean, you take days off and holidays and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, I don't.
Yeah.
I need to do that. It's like we've planned like, okay, I'm gonna try to have Friday off, because the last time I took a day off, Discord CNFTs, it's probably the day before I watched your videos in January. I'm not even joking. And
Wow.
especially since we minted, before we minted, and since we minted, I sleep 3 to 5 hours a night, and that is 7 weeks. Every night, I don't sleep enough because I can sleep easy, but as soon as I wake up, I'm so excited. And because of my partner Mike, I haven't mentioned Mike much. So, my partner Mike, he's on the West Coast. So because of the time zone, 9 hours difference, I'll talk to Mike before I go to sleep, and then when I wake up, I talk to him again. It's like, sounds a bit weird, I don't know really, but we're talking every day, like 2 or 3 times. So just because of the time difference, I think it does. As soon as I wake up, I'm like, I want to jump on the call with him and like kind of work out what we're going to do next and what's been happening, and vice versa. And I just like to talk about Mike for a second, like Ultimate CNFT, Ultimate Warrior, as everyone knows him. Like, what he went through when this guy left, that was tough for him. Imagine to be in his shoes, Block. Imagine that. Like, let's say me and you were partners, and then afterwards I just left. You'd be broken. That's why I stepped up. That's why Danny stepped up. Other people stepped up and were there for him and worked really hard because it was tough. So he kind of gave me the reins to do whatever I wanted. And I repaid him by making Pugs successful and pushing and pushing and pushing. We've had a lot of conversations about how we would do everything. I know it looks all the time like it's just me doing everything, but we have conversations and we make all the decisions together. So, but like just the other day, we're trying to work out how we would navigate the company, because it is a company now. It's Space Pugs, Alpha, Poker Club, Vox. Space Pugs Alpha that's just one collection. So the company is Space Pugs with 3 collections, and with a lot of people working together. We've got Hughes, Danny, Robert, and Mike, and I got them all to have a conversation the other day and just said we need to work out what everyone's going to do in the company, because I've just been doing most things. When I just sometimes you're not so good at delegating because you just have the ideas and you implement them. So I said, guys, have a conversation, try to work out exactly what we can all do. And they actually decided to promote me to be the CEO of the company, to kind of just be the front person to kind of run it. And for Mike to do that, it was like, it's massive, because not everyone is able to kind of to do that. So a big shout out to Mike. I love you, man. It's like really good, really nice that you did that for us and for the project. And yeah, that's that.
Well, sounds good, man. It's been a pretty awesome conversation here. I definitely have learned more about the project myself, and I see a lot of people in the chat have been super excited about this because there is a lot going on with this. But did you want to kind of any last statements or things that you want to say before we head out here?
Oh, I don't know. I know this is a really tough time for most NFT projects and crypto in general, and the whole world. And it's for us to kind of still to be on the way up at this time. It just shows the strength of the community. and the strength in the community and in the belief in what we're building. So I just want to say thank you so much for everyone for buying Pugs and for keeping them off the market. I think we've got like 330 on the market out of 7,777. So if that is not a statement, I don't know what is. So enjoy the rise up, as it's going to happen over the next few hours. I imagine a lot of people are going to be buying Pugs to get in for that whitelist, and then to get in for the first set of Pug chips coming out. But we're still early, guys. we're still early, guys. So yeah, watch this space. We're gonna have fun. Block and I are going to be doing some new stuff. We're going to have a chat, and we'll make the space great.
Sounds good. Well, that pretty much wraps up this episode, guys. I appreciate everyone listening. Please give, if you've been watching from my channel, please give a like and follow to Space Pugs Alpha and some of the other projects that they're collabing with. If you're not following me, subscribe. I try to do these different interviews as well, and it's always a lot of fun to help different projects give exposure. And this one was a little bit more special too, just because I've been talking to Adam for a while, and he was such an early supporter of me and the channel back when I didn't really have a following yet. So yeah, it's cool to I've been on a journey, and now Adam is on a huge journey as well, and he's been on a journey with me this time as well. So it's just cool, man. I love seeing what's happening in the space. So,
thanks for having me, man. It's been fun. I mean, I feel like I could just talk for hours and hours and hours, but it's 8:30. It's time to have a beer. It's beer o'clock.
It's beer o'clock.
Yeah, thank you so much for everyone for joining. Thanks for having me, Block, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the Discord, I guess, as you always say.
See you guys. Take it easy, everyone.
Bye.